Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I am playing an updated version of the Simic Ouroboroid list, the list that I'm sure a lot of people have run into on the ladder because of this outrageous little card. Before I get into the deck and talk a little bit about it, do help the channel continue to grow. Subscribe up if you like the content that I'm making, and of course like. That's a very simple thing to do, but more importantly, leave a comment down below and let me know your opinion of Badgermole Cub and give me a prediction of how many days you think it will take for this card to get banned. Alright, so let's talk about this deck, and we'll start with, of course, the Badgermole Cub. This is a 2/2 for 2. It says when this creature enters Earthbend 1, Earthbend is going to allow us to put a +1/+1 counter on a land that we control, and it becomes a creature that can, of course, tap for mana. And then this thing says whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. So that land now will be producing 2 mana. In addition to that, we have 4 copies of Gene Pollinator and 4 copies of Llanowar Elf. Llanowar Elf is also going to be producing 2 green mana when the Badgermole Cub is on the field, and the Gene Pollinator is going to be producing an additional green mana with our Badgermole Cub and a mana of any color if we tap another permanent that we control. The whole idea behind this new Simic list is that we're going to be making a whole bunch of mana and flooding out the board as quickly as we can. We are playing some familiar faces, the Elusive Otter because it's very good at attacking in, Paw Patch Recruiter. Recruit is a very good card, of course, great value. It's a 2/1 for 1, or it can be 2 bodies for 3 mana with the Offspring ability. Flood Pitch Drowner allows us to tap down some annoying creatures that our opponents may have. Drunith is going to allow us to really pop off and double up any of our 1 and 2 CMC stuff. Maybe we get up to 3 and 4, but that's kind of a pipe dream. It happens from time to time. We are playing the new card Wan Shitong Librarian. This card is going to be a pretty good use of all this extra mana that we may be sitting on. It is a 1/1 flyer at base, but it's an X blue, and it says when Wan Shitong enters, put X +1/+1 counters on him. So if we dump a whole bunch of mana, it's not unrealistic to have a 5/5, a 6/6, 7/7 librarian that has flying and vigilance. On top of that, it says that we are going to draw half X cards rounded down. So if we pay 2, we're going to get 1. We pay 4, we're going to get 2 cards. Pretty good. Other creatures, we are playing Tishana's Tidebinder, and funnily enough, I just watched a video by the Nostalgic Necro, and he specifically pointed out that this card is a problem for his Kavaro deck that he's been running a ton of. Of course, Kavaro is going to be one of the big problems for this deck because we are going out nice and wide, and if they decide to wipe the board, well, Tishana's Tidebinder can come in and turn off the Bringer card, whatever, I hate that card, Last Bringer's Gift, whatever it's called. That's pretty good and pretty powerful. On top of that, we can just flash it in for a value creature if we need to. We can stop other activated abilities. We can stop planeswalkers and creatures, all kinds of stuff. This thing is going to be pretty powerful. And then, of course, the card that we're built around is Ouroboroids, because we're going wide with a whole bunch of little stuff. Well, why not make them big stuff? The last couple of cards to talk about in the deck, Repulsive Mutation. Because Tishana's Tidebinder doesn't get everything, I kind of wanted some counter magic in the deck to protect us against some board wipes. Nature's Rhythm is in the deck because we are going to be producing a ton of mana. Just 1 copy of it. If we find this, we can cast it out to get our Ouroboroid for 6 mana. And then we can also Harmonize to get another one if we want to do 8 mana. And then the last card, Innkeeper's Talent, because it's a good card to protect our stuff. It works as a doubling season for our counters if we get it up to level 3, and then at level 1, it's just going to be putting +1/+1 counters on things. If we put those +1/+1 counters on Drunith, we can double up on a Tishana or an Ouroboroid very quickly. Mana base is what you would expect. We're not playing any creature lands because we have plenty of creature lands, and it is also a pretty light mana base. We are only playing 20 lands in the deck, but we do have, in theory, a whole bunch of lands over here. That's the deck. We're going to try it out and hope it goes well. See you over in the games. All right, game number 1, Appa versus Aang. Is that all you got? We'll see, opponent. We'll see. Opening hand, not great, and we are on the draw, so I am a little bit thinking about throwing this one away. But if we do draw a 1 CMC creature, then this could go really well because we could hold them off with the mutation. We could pump up our Druniths and get a double Flood Pitch Drowner. So it could work very well. Oh, we do have a lot of 1-drops. I'm gonna risk it. I think the odds of drawing a 1-drop pretty good in this deck. 3 lands. All of that looks pretty good to me. Do they have hand disruption? They do have hand disruption. Been seeing a lot of intimidation tactics lately. Anyways, before I go any further, do sub up if you can. Help the channel continue to grow. I know I said it before. Like and comment as always. Thank you very much for doing that. They get rid of our repulsive mutation. We are against a nasty, nasty deck. Oh, we draw the Badgermole Cub. Okay, so I guess the chances are that they have a way of removing our Drunith. So is it maybe better to go out with the Flood Pitch Drowner, flashing it out, and then Badgermole Cub next turn? I think I'm going to go a little bit slow. I have a feeling that they're holding up some immediate removal for whatever I throw out. So we're going to give them a little bit of pause here. Make them use their 3 mana. That'd be really nice. Intimidation tactics. Again, boom. Okay, so they're going to take probably the Cub, which is fine. It's not the thing I really wanted, but at least we can get the double trigger on the Gene Pollinator this turn. We'll try it. At the very least, this will work. So Drunith goes up to 2 counters. They don't have any removal. That's wild. I did not expect that in a million years. Okay, well, now we are kind of fine to start attacking in. What is the opponent sitting on? That is wild. I'm not going to take 2 damage here. I think I was fine to throw out the Drowner to get a double trigger. They might have a board wipe. That'd be wild. What is that? Indestructible. When this enters, each player sacrifices half the non-god creatures they control of their choice, rounded down. So we're going to lose 1. Whenever a player sacrifices another creature, put a +1 counter on him. Oh, man, the opponent playing some cool stuff. Okay, so we have to get rid of that creature. That's fine. Boom. But now we get to pump up our Drunith. We get to tap down our Umbral God here. Does it put 2 counters on it? Oh my god, he's tapped down for a while. All right, let's attack in. And I wish that were a real draw. It'd sure be nice to have the repulsive mutation. They might have, oh my god, they do have the board wipe. Okay, well, there's no reason not to shuffle away their god. And then I suppose we flash out our Drowner and keep attacking in. The Badgermole Cub is actually really good here. Does it matter which land I animate? I don't think it does. But this is going to be another 1 damage this turn. They're going to have to deal with it somehow. All right, we have lethal on board. They need another board wipe. They have a Primal Odin. Oh, we don't have a way of tapping it down. Okay. Odin's a problem. Odin's a problem. We've drawn really badly. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Let's put out the Willow Rush, I suppose. And this Odin cannot hit us, so we need to block with at least the forest. Maybe if they have removal, we'll have to double block. I love what the opponent's doing. This is super fun, actually. Their deck is really tuned to deal with my deck. So good on them for that. Okay. They kill our poor Earthbent Forest. Man, we do not have a ton of... They take 2 damage. Oh, they're down to 1. We don't have a ton of lands in this deck. 20 lands, and why are we drawing nothing but land? So we need a Flood Pitch Drowner. Or, man, that would have been way better last turn. So let me read this one time. Counter, if an ability of an artifact... So we can't turn off the lifelink, of course. I think we might be done here. We might be done. They're going to gain... That Acolyte was huge for the opponent. I'm surprised they didn't attack in. I think you attack in 100% of the time with the Acolyte here, right? Okay. Oh. Yeah! Yeah! Earned. 100% earned. That's Appa's victory. I'm so happy about that last win because we were so toast. The amount of lands that we drew, there's no way that we should have been able to come back in that game. Oh, it's so risky. Let's keep it. Let's try it. Okay, we go out with our Land of War. If we draw a land next turn, things can get really good. Sure. It's fine. Things are still kind of fine. So yeah, we go out with a Badgermole Cub, of course. We now have 0 lands on board. But we have 4 mana for next turn, so we could actually go out with an Ouroboroid next turn if we really wanted to. No land. Okay. It's fine. So we're going to... We need the Gene Pollinator on the field. The opponent is probably playing Dimir, so actually the Paw Patch Recruit is going to be pretty good. So let's put out the Paw Patch Recruit. We're still going to have mana for the Gene Pollinator, which is insane. But let's see if they quench it. Okay. I kind of wanted the Gene Pollinator to come out after the Drunith, but it just didn't work out that way. Okay. Do you think we could win with no lands on our side of the field? Oh no. What do we do? We can put out literally anything. Let's try to bait them into something. We'll put out the... I guess we'll do this. We'll put out the Drunith. We'll see if they allow that to happen. If they got another Quenchia. 3 steps ahead. They don't like that card. Okay. That's fine. We'll put out our Innkeeper's Talent and attack in for another 3. This is a little bit scuffed. I got a little bit greedy keeping this hand. Thinking about it, keeping a 1-land hand is probably going to be a bad idea, considering that you don't have a whole lot of lands in the deck. So this doesn't seem too bad, right? Yeah, okay. They probably have a board wipe. And that's not good news. But we'll do this. And we will attack, accumulate wisdom. Okay, they're digging. I think I'm going to hold up the Tishana's Tidebinder. And maybe their board wipe is not like, I don't know, maybe it's something that I can stop with the Tidebinder. But I think I'm in a little bit of trouble here. If this board goes, no Deadly Cover-Up. Singularity Rupture, it's bad. This doesn't do it, right? Counter up to 1 target activated ability or triggered ability. Okay. It's maybe fine. We lose our wonderful board. Ooh, Nature's Rhythm. That's not bad, but I get to put out a Tishana's Tidebinder. And this allows me to have a little bit of an attacker. 5 mana is not bad, or 5 damage attacker is not bad. I feel like we probably had a chance to take this one if I were just a little bit faster. But the fact that I didn't find a land for a long time, you are right. What do I say? Yip. River Churn Monument. Oh, they got me. Although the River Churn Monument doesn't kill me. Do they have good game? Good game? Oh, wait, I have 30 cards in my graveyard. Yeah, okay, never mind. I looked at the wrong number. Is the opponent really looking for the GG? Come on. Let's put this wonderful individual on full display. Keep in mind that this is a salty mill player, right? All right. They got me. Lands, am I right? Yep. What can you do? All right, so we're up against Sebastian. Lesson learned from our last game. Do not be too greedy with your mana base because we are only playing 20 lands. I still feel if I would have drawn just 1 land that last game, things would have been so amazing for us. Do I care about taking damage against this opponent? Probably not. I want to make sure my lands are coming in untapped. And let's see if we can go Ouroboroid on turn 3, turn 4, and turn 5. They are playing a Curious Farm Animal, which, what even is this? So when this creature dies, you gain 3 life, sacrifice this, destroy up to 1 target enchantment or artifact. Somebody has been hurt. Somebody's been hurt, and I don't know who hurt them. Okay, unfortunately, the opponent's leaving up mana makes things a little bit awkward with this color base. But you know what? You just play into the board wipe, right? We'll tap down your Curious Farm Animal, and I don't see a reason why I wouldn't just slam the Ouroboroid. It'll get countered. It's fine. We have 2 more. Although, they maybe let it through because they might have... okay, get lost? Get lost for the Ouroboroid. Let's just hope they don't have a Day of Judgment. That's what we're praying for. Praying not for them to have. Ooh, the Drunith is actually kind of interesting now. I think I'd rather go out with the Drunith, because the Drunith is eventually going to let me maybe double Flood Pitch Drowner or double Ouroboroid in the future. Let's use this mana to see if we can put a +1/+1 counter on Drunith. Nope. I think I'm okay doing double here. No more lands, please. No more lands. This is ridiculous. Last game, first game, all lands. Second game, no lands. Third game, all lands. What's going... I've actually, admittedly, the running has been like super sketch for the last like 2 or 3 days. That's cool. So they created a copy of their Curious Farm Animal. That means they must be holding a ton of other counter spells in deck, in hand. Okay. Meticulous Archive. So this time we do get to get in for maybe a little bit of damage. It's not great because now I'm very exposed, but I feel like I have no choice. I have to do this, right? If they want to give me the farm animal, that's cool. They did gain... You know what? The Curious Farm Animal is pretty good for holding things off. And maybe I'm just running into like a hard control deck that's been hurt by a lot of mono red decks, and they just want to have a whole bunch of ways to mitigate that damage while keeping the board nice and clean. I have to imagine they're going to wipe me again. Battle menu this time. Wow, we played right in. I was always going to get hit by the battle menu. Back-to-back mill games. Mill gamers. Oh my god. Alright, we're getting wrecked by this specific mill gamer. Okay, but we do get to do this. This is okay. And... Do I want to get in for 2 damage, or do I want to pump this up? You know what? Let's pump this all the way up. Whatever. And let's put the +1/+1 counters on the Willow Verge Rush. Willow Rush Verge. Wow. So the meta is definitely shifting towards a dirty place. A place where people have been hurt. And now we're just going to get a whole bunch of people playing nothing but board wipes and heavy removal, because cards like Badgermole Cub cannot be allowed to live on the field. Like, it's too ridiculous. Do I want to go out with the... Yeah, let's do that, I guess. It would have been nice to hit the Drunith double up on the Flood Pitch Drowner, but I guess this is fine. Yikes. Okay, we're getting in for 7. Potentially. Badgermole Cubs would be pretty good off the top because they have like the pseudo haste with the land. So if I can get in with the land for 3 damage, I got so much work to do against this opponent. And look at these. Why is this video going so poorly with these lands? Like 20 lands in the deck. 20 lands were 22 cards deep. Admittedly, pretty deep. Oh no. That doesn't make sense because this thing has been milling us, but we've hit a ton. 1, 2, 3 more lands in the bin. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 11. So we only have 9 lands left in the deck. They stock up. They find the board wipe. Good job, opponent. You are credit to the world. All right, let's just do this. You know what? That's 4 mana, right? I don't have 4 mana. I do have 4 mana. Okay. Enter tapped. It's okay. So if we do find now a Badgermole Cub, it's going to be even more damage. How many more do we have in the graveyard? 1, 2. We have 2. So 2 left in the deck. They're going to demo field something. That's fine. No, maybe they're not going to demo field. Consulting the starter. Man, this deck is so... People play whatever they want to play. Other people would say, like, fast mana and creature board states are so lame, too. Whatever. I guess it is what it is, but... Nothing but board wipes and your win con is a monument. I prefer the other deck, the other one that had the Singularity Rupture. Okay, we get to load up the boys. So they're pretty good at attacking crew here if we do actually get in now. In fact, next turn they are lethal if they can't deal with this. Consulting, though, they've dug so deep into their deck, I can't imagine they don't have the answer. And how close are we getting to being cooked here? Still got a little bit of a ways to go. They need to have... I don't remember what the... There's a white-blue one that mills half an opponent's deck. Maybe the opponent will show it to us so graciously. Battle menu. So tons and tons of triggers. So this little baby... or this little baby rabbit becomes massive. It's now a 13/13. Lethal attacker all on its own. Do they have a way of dealing with this second one? It does have Ward 2, so they would need a Get Lost. How appropriate that they have exact mana for it. Good on you, opponent. You're a credit to... If that were a Badgermole Cub, I think we could have won. But can you imagine drawing another land? Come on. There's hardly any more lands in the deck. Oh, there it goes. And do they have the mana for it? They do not have the mana for it. Right? They're one short? Okay. Okay. Is this the opening that I've been waiting for? So if I do this for X2, how much mana do I... How do I dump all my mana? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I have 9 mana. I have to do this for 6. 9, 3, leaves me with... I don't think this is enough. Hang on. I have to look in my graveyard. How... 1, 2. So I still have a Badgermole Cub in my graveyard. Okay, that's the 4, and then let's do it like this. X 2. Okay. And we grab a Badgermole. It has to be the Badgermole Cub. Badgermole Cub comes in, animates a forest. We use the forest and pray. We use the forest. We go to combat. Yeah! Oh, yes! Take that, Sebastian, you million player. That's the coolest win I think I've had in the longest time. You wouldn't believe how happy I am. Okay. Fun stuff all over the place in this video. I'm so unbelievably satisfied with myself right now. I think you get those wins and you just think, you know what? Let's scrap the video. We don't need to do anything more. We'll keep it. This is the sketch hand, but we'll try it. The opponent on Molt Tender. Are we going to have... We might be having ourselves a go wide party here. I don't have Trample, but I do have the Elusive Otter. And the Elusive Otter might be a good way to sneak things out. The Insidious Roots, I really would love to be able to Tishana's that. And I think soon I might be able to. For now, though, we are just going to go with the Badgermole Cub. We will also put out the Gene Pollinator. Yeah. It'll be the most amount of mana for the future. And we let this last little mana disappear. That's fine. So we're set up for next turn. We have 2, 4. Yes, we do have enough mana to go Ouroboroid plus hold up the Gene Pollinator. They have 2 Insidious Roots, though. 2 Insidious Roots is a big old problem for us. But I don't think their deck has a way of... Oh, they found that. Okay, now we might need... I was going to say, their deck might not have a way of dealing with our Ouroboroid. But they do. They have the Banishing Light, and they have the Yuna. Okay, so let's do 2 mana and 2 mana. This has got to be the Badgermole Cub, unfortunately. And then we throw down our boy, and now we have 4 mana available to us. No attack, and I think we just have to hope that this Tishana can do something. Them having 2 Insidious Roots is a problem. I could, if the ability is oh, I can't stop enchantments. Okay, but what I can stop is Yuna. Okay, they're going to try to hit the Ouroboroid with the Yuna Banishing Light. I'm quite certain of that. So we are going to flash in Tishana's Tidebinder, tap down this, it's fine. And we're going to turn off their Yuna. This is huge. There it is. The next turn, we go out with the... I don't like hitting it. We'll go out with the Innkeeper's Talent. This goes up to a 3. We pump everything up to 5, 6 power, and then they have no choice but to start blocking things. We probably could have also Flood Pitch drowned one of their blockers, this blocker, and then really put them in a lot of trouble. Ooh. If I'm not displaying the degeneracy of the Badgermole Cub in this little set of videos, well, what videos are you watching? I think this is a perfect display of how absolutely absurd this little creature is. How could they possibly print this thing in the state it is? It's wild to me. Okay, so we want to do this. The opponent is probably on a... This usually means... What is it? I can't remember what that... Mobilized deck. Thank you, I got there. Ooh, a lot of things going through the head. This is probably a mobilized deck, but they're only on white right now. They don't have red mana. So let's see if they have an answer with 2 white for our Badgermole Cub. If they don't, Innkeeper's Talent can get a little bit nasty for the... Ooh, I was wrong. Okay, but Tishana's Tidebinder is going to be really good against the artifact deck. So we are just going to be laughing. We want to make sure that we're holding up 2 mana or enough mana for the Tishana's Tidebinder. So let's use this to ward up our creatures. Oh, that was a mistake. What did I even click? Oh, because I made... my bad. Can I take that one back, WotC? Can I have it back, please? It's fine. It's fine. We'll put this out. We will still hold up enough mana. The crazy thing is we hold up enough mana to be able to do the Tishana's Tidebinder. So we attack in, hit them for 4 here, and then hopefully get them with this. I don't know. Anything can happen here. Pinnacle Star Cage, there it is. Oh wait, this doesn't hit that, does it? No. I misunderstood. Well, I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah, no, this works, right? This works. It's got to work. Yeah. No, it's exactly what happens. Cool. So next, let's double up our counters on the Tishana's Tidebinder. I think that's probably fine. And I'm not going to go out with any more creatures. I'm just going to attack them for everything that I have and put them in a spot where they have to kill the board and they have to kill the Tishana's Tidebinder. So another Pinnacle Star Cage is not going to be enough. Everything that's a threat has Ward 2. Imagine split up. Imagine the split up. Okay, it's fine. Let's put out the Gene Pollinator. The Gene Pollinator is going to get +2/+2. And then we can flash in the Flood Pitch Drowner as another nasty boy. Enduring Curiosity is good for us. Very good for us. Less good. Okay. Less good. Much less good. Okay. I'm still going to go out with the Flood Pitch Drowner. I don't understand decks a lot of the time. I don't understand how an opponent can play these kinds of cards with like Pinnacle Star. I guess it's fine. It's just Builder's Talent. If they lose the Builder's Talent, it's not the biggest deal. I don't think there's any world where I could put out the Paw Patch Recruit knowing that the opponent has Pinnacle Star Cages. Split up. I guess I deserve that. I've been getting very lucky with some of my board wipes here, so I was due to have that happen to me. Kara Kick. So the opponent. Okay, so this is the mono white token control deck. It's not really an artifact deck specifically. I definitely had it pegged very differently. This deck is really nasty. Okay. Unfortunately, in this case, I think we do just throw it out now. And if they have the board wipe, they have the board wipe. I have to put this on that. I have to go in for as much damage as I possibly can. They get to block a bunch of stuff, but if they end up just having... Yeah, it's fine. They get 5. Their Innocence is unlocked. If they end up having another Pinnacle Star Cage, it's fine. If they have only split ups, it doesn't really do enough for them because they'll have to choose between the Gene Pollinator and the Paw Patch. So they definitely need a Pinnacle Star Cage, or they need to start making a wider defense, which is good. I think earlier I said I didn't have Trample, but I do have Trample with the Paw Patch Recruit. For some reason, Paw Patch Recruit has Trample, which is just insane. If they end up making a fish with the Fountain Port, at least I can trample over a little bit of damage. And they were digging for a card there. So they found a Plains. Do they have the answer? I don't have lethal. If they kill, like if they have split up and they kill tapped creatures, there's not lethal with these Paw Patches by themselves. And that's pretty good. Oh man, this deck is strong. Okay, Ouroboroid is pretty good. Oh my god, my mana is... I didn't really realize how absolutely atrocious the mana is. It's fine. Why? Oh my god, it's not that bad. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I can't put out the Ouroboroid, but I can definitely put out the Ouroboroid. And this is going to probably be lethal. Yeah. Okay, Ouroboroid was the answer there. When it started to tap down with the Gene Pollinator, I got a little bit worried there. Be very careful with Starting Town. Starting Town is one of those cards that I think the client just really wants to prevent you from taking any damage, and it just defaults to your mana dork. So just, if you're playing this type of deck, be a little bit cautious before you just willy-nilly throw things onto the field. If I had done that, I would have ended up tapping down this, and I would not have had lethal. I actually would have been 1 point short, because I could have attacked in with the Paw Patch Recruit for 6. They would have blocked 2 of the damage, and I probably would have lost there. Okay, 2 more to go. We are 4-1 currently. You know what? These games, a lot of them have been pretty, like, battly, I think. Okay, well, you definitely keep this hand. We finally get our Wan Shi Tong. This card I actually have not really been casting out that much. It's a very cool card, but there's one deck that I do play it in, and it has been hitting the field more than it does in these Simic type decks, but not really happening too much with this stuff. What's going on with that? This also has to be an Ouroboroid deck, so I think I'm just slamming Ouroboroid. Yeah, you get an opportunity to have a turn 3 Ouroboroid on the play. Don't you take it like literally every single time? What do you got for me, opponent? Sheltered by Ghost, pretty good. Did not expect that card, but maybe I should have. All right, what's our follow-up? Our follow-up is probably going to be attacking for 5, put attacking for 6. Yeah, let's just flood out the board. It's fine. Yep. Yep, let's attack in for 6. Intrepid Stable Master. It's really cool art on that thing. I kind of like what's going on with that guy's sword. I have no idea. Oh, people do cool stuff all the time. Okay, let's take a little bit more damage. I probably should have countered it out to know if I needed to do that. I can put out a Wangshi Tong for X4 if I wanted to. I'm not attacking in this time, so I think probably that's going to be the play. Yeah, let's just draw a bunch of cards. So they have their Guardian Sunmare. I should read this card before I do other things. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, search your library for a non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Okay. Opponent, you're awesome. This is cool stuff. They're going to saddle up. We might be able to jank out this Sunmare, though. Okay, let's see what you're doing. Gildan Low 84. I appreciate what's going on here. What do they find? Hopefully it's not something that gives it power. If it's a Lord, it's bad news. It's a Hunter's Talent, which is fine. So we do this X4, right? We do have the mana. 2, 4. Oh, it's a lot more than that, right? So we have 8 mana, so we can do X6. That's crazy. All right. Wangshi Tong to the field. We draw 3 cards. We find 2 more Badgermole Cubs, solving our problem of not having Badgermole Cubs anymore. And Wangshi Tong blasts the Guardian Sunmare. Hopefully they don't have... Oh, they might have a Shelter by Ghost. Oh, no, no, no. What's happening? What is going on with the opponent? This is crazy. Okay. So let's do this. Drunith. And let's do the Innkeeper's Talent. We go to combat. We put a +1/+1 on Drunith. We put a +1/+1 on Wangshi Tong. We attack in for 8, because why wouldn't you? And then I suppose I do this, and I make 2 Badgermole Cubs, and I get a little bit more mana. I could have gotten a lot more mana here if I had played out this forest. I could have actually leveled up both of these, so that was actually a big misstep by me. But they got a ton of stuff that they have to deal with. If we hit, I don't know what that card's called, like the Genesis Wave, the one that lets me go and fetch something from my library, I'm going to be able to do a ton of stuff. Okie dokie. Oh my god. It's the craziest blowout. Oh, we get the Ouroboroid back. Okay. That's not bad. And of course we get our lands back, so we're up to 5 mana again. Why are they playing this card? Ooh, Elusive Otter. So, we have 6 mana. If I do this, no, what we do is we do this, right? Badgermole Cub. It comes out, we put a plus, we earthbend this guy, and then we load up one of these. Which one was it? This one? Okay, and now we get double tokens on, or double counters on our Ouroboroid, and then again, double it, and then double it. And suddenly we have a 15-17 attacking Ouroboroid. I think that's an okay thing to start going in on. They're going to need another Pinnacle Star Cage. They're going to need... When you have cards that you've never seen before hit the field, and you're an idiot like me, you just don't even bother reading what the card is. Tristani, 3 Whispers. Cool card, 3 mana, 4/4. That's pretty powerful. Target creature gains death touch until the end of turn. Where did Tristani come from? Holy cow. Okay, okay. Opponent, that's fine. It's fine. I'll kill you a different way. We'll put out our Elusive Otter. I think I only need one Elusive Otter. So if they end up having the... if they end up having another Star Cage, if they have some kind of removal for it, I have at least the backup. But I'm not attacking into Tristania again. I definitely learned my lesson. I love what some of these opponents are doing. They're just playing the coolest stuff. They draw a card, so they find... Oh, man. Willie Duke over here drawing cards, tapping. They have 3 cards, I guess, because they can do it again. They can try to find an answer for the Elusive Otter. They're going to have to find another one. Guardian Sunmare. Guardian Sunmare, not this turn, though, right? They can't... Okay, sure. Opponent's representing a lethal attack here, so I have to block with my Badgermole Cub. They have 8 damage coming in on my face. They can give the Lumbering Worldwagon Death Touch if they want. Oh. Tristani can also give Double Strike. Does it get Trample somehow? I'm so worried. Why are they giving it... Okay. Why wouldn't they just give it Double Strike and then... Yeah, weird. That was weird. Okay. GG. What a game. What a game. Some of these matchups are just absolutely ludicrous. Just finding like these little lanes to be able to win and getting blown out by unexpected things. 5-card value Pinnacle Star Cage. Whew. And to win on the back of that. Crazy. Okay. We're against Hawk for our 7th and final game. We're going to hopefully beat up on a couple of hobbits. Yeah, this looks good. We'll go obviously turn 1. Am I on the play? I've been on the play a lot in this set of games. The Badgermole Cub, the Simic deck, it's strong. It's obviously strong. You're not always going to go 6-1 or whatever the end of 5-1, whatever our win rate is, but when you go on the play on such like a hot streak, things get crazy. Okay, should we expect a blowout? But I am sitting here on this mutation, so I think I'm kind of okay going Drunith into double Paw Patch Recruit, basically getting a discount on this Paw Patch Recruit, and it's going to be basically holding up this repulsive mutation for the inevitable wipe. Am I going to attack all out? Yes, there's no point in holding... No, you know what? I'm going to attack just for 6. I'm going to hold the 2 Flood Pitch Drowners because I might be able to repulsive mutation and flash one in. Okay. So we got to make sure that we do it properly because this game absolutely hates tapping my mana properly. This will give me the mutation mana if I need it. Okay. We'll make Drunith a little bit more powerful. We'll get 2 Flood Pitch Drowner. They're going to gain a little bit of life, but it's fine. It's a better attacker. Nice from the opponent. And we hit more good stuff. Do I need... Let's not go with that again. This is just a win, right? What are they going to do here? Yeah. So we do this for X2. Just make sure you do this properly. Target creature you control. Let's put it on the Llanowar Elf because Llanowar Elf has been an absolute boss this game. And GG. Okay, quick attack. Good game, Hawk. 6-1 with the OP broken Ouroboroid Badgermole Cub. Didn't need it that game. Okie dokie. So Simic, aggro, whatever you want to call it, toolbox has literally everything you could ever possibly want. All these overvalued creatures. This deck is awesome. It has so many cool tools in it to deal with what your opponents are doing. Ouroboroid, absolutely insane. If you get it on the field, you're already going wide with a whole bunch of small, useless stuff, so why not make them big? That small, useless stuff, along with the Badgermole Cub, become insane stuff, and you saw how those games played out. Lots of fun games though. The deck is fun to play. I always say this every single time I record a Simic video. I absolutely love playing this deck because it is super fun. That's it. You know, there's not a whole lot to say. Badgermole Cub, it's going to be talked about for such a long time as a new mistake card. Like, how could they possibly print this? And I know a lot of people are saying, like, just run removal. That game where I made a 2020 out of nowhere, mind you, that was on the back of double Innkeeper's Talents, but I don't, you know, the Badgermole Cubs allowed me to get to that point in the game. And sure, that was a game that kind of went 10, 11 rounds, whatever it was. So it was a good game of Magic in the end. But some of those games were really bad because you just get off to that turn one Llanowar Elf into your second land. You throw out the Badgermole Cub, you throw out an Innkeeper's Talent, and suddenly you've played out 5-6 mana worth of stuff on turn two. Like, it's kind of ridiculous that you're able to do that. So the amount of value that comes out of this card is insane. I could see this card getting reworked in a number of ways. You know, maybe 2 mana, 1/1. At the beginning of your next upkeep, if you don't have an earthbend a land for 1, something like that, and then it would still be incredibly powerful, but it kind of stops that immediate burst of being able to tap for a bunch of mana out of nowhere. But what do I know? I'm not a game designer. That's it for this one. Take care for now. Sarang e ipana, and I'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.